So guys, I want to pick up kind of on a point that I left off on in the video I just made, and just give a general vision, okay? And it's just like a general understanding that I want to like impart on people, because I think it's really helpful to understand like what needs to be done, in this world. This has everything to do with economics, okay? I have this understanding of the economy. I think a lot of people do. They see it as like a giant machine. You could look at anything. There's like your body. It's a body. One single body has organs that do different functions, and overall it functions and it works and it stays alive and everything. That's your body. You could look at a business, individual business. It's one business, has different parts, work together to function. You can look at the whole economy. So it has a bunch of different businesses with which are a bunch of different parts, but overall it's one giant economy. It's one giant machine, this economy. Okay? And this economy is, that train, that was a product of the economy, that train right there. Industrial Revolution about 200 years ago, started popping up them train tracks everywhere, right? But the economy, what does it do? What does it do? It produces. The economy produces. It's a giant machine that produces. What should it produce? It should produce things that help mankind. So that train right there was produced to carry goods to various places to help the economic machine work. It'll carry food sometimes. Sometimes it'll carry materials for another company to forge into some type of mechanical device which, does a function which produces some other good for people. Okay, so it's a train track right there. Some people produce to help overall, produce things that help people, so it's a very dynamic machine, just like your body. Your body's very dynamic. There's all these different organs with different functions. The economy is a very diverse machine. There's a bunch of different businesses that produce different things, and it's like, if you look at like cell anatomy, and I study biology, I like biology. Study cell anatomy. There's all these little parts, and there's little transport systems and everything that bring in some ATP over here, this and that, energy molecules, whatever. It's the same thing in the economy. There's all these transport systems, there's different materials that are sent here, there, reshaped into something else, sent back, da-da-da. It's a giant organism, basically, the economy. And the whole point of the organism overall is to, like, you guys, what the whole point of our biological organism is, your own body. You might say one is for the overall life of the body, you as an individual person with a mind and everything. But you can also say it's to keep all the cells alive, the individual cells of the body. You see what I'm saying? And the same thing with the economy. You can say, okay, it's for the overall progress of mankind, to keep mankind going, alive. But it's also for the individual parts of the body of mankind. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this is like a biological thing, dude. I call it the meta-organism of mankind. That's one thing I call it. I also call it like the great cooperation of mankind. You could call society itself, I call it the body of mankind. But I think you could say it's like the meta-organism of mankind, the entire economy. It's a giant organism, but also like a machine. Your body's a machine. You're an organism, but your body in general is a machine. You know what I mean? And organisms are machines. Your cell is a little machine. It's a little microorganism maybe, but it's also a machine. It's a biological machine. So yeah, understanding that, what I see right now is like, with the machine is like growing, the organism's growing. The economy's growing and it's becoming a lot more capable. It's almost, I feel like it's almost like a fetus that's like forming all of its organs and stuff. Like you can see it, like the industries like are maturing, and certain processes to produce food, for instance, or they used to be like done by hand, now they're done by like machine, and they're maturing and they're getting a lot more efficient, and this meta-organism of mankind, yeah, dude, it's like it's developing just like a baby in the womb, and I think at some point it'll become like fully developed into don't lose me here. I think it'll become fully developed into like a functional organism, you might say, I don't know, that has a certain level of homeostasis. So with that, you might say like we might create a civilization, society with fully functional parts of our economy that are like sustainable at homeostasis with the planet, maybe. I didn't want to say this, but we know that organisms have life cycles. They only live so long and then they die. I don't want to say that about mankind. I don't want to say it's only going to live so long and then dies, but I mean, you could look at it, like you never know. Like who knows how long it'll last. It could possibly last a very long time if we try. So think about that. And we can expand to other planets and stuff. But yeah, generally speaking, I think of the economy as like the meta-organism of mankind. And like I said, with your body, you can say that the purpose of all the functions of it is to keep the body alive in general, but also it's to keep the individual cells. But the body itself depends on the individual cells, on the individuals. So the economy itself depends on the individuals in the world. You know what I mean? I'm a humanist, bro. So I care about people. I care about every individual. I want everybody that's alive. I want everybody to have a good time. You know what I mean? That's like the main thing for me. I really want to improve the efficiency of this meta-organism, the economy, so that, like my body, I like to, feel good. I don't just like neglect, like if my like hands feeling funny or something, I'm like, hey, well, I want to make sure that's good. You know what I'm saying? I don't just neglect parts of it and I'm like, I just keep trucking on. No, I want to make sure everything's good because it helps me keep going in general. It's the same thing. I want to make sure people are good, so we all have a good time and overall everything functions properly. You see what I'm saying? And then we could worry about, what we're doing, what the economy's doing, what we're doing collectively as a species. You know what I mean? Make sure everybody's taken care of. I'm telling you, it's not really hard. Like I'm telling you, it's just like having a gash in your hand and just ignoring it and like just trucking on. Oh, you're just losing gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro. You gotta make sure everybody's taken care of. Your whole body's taken care of, so that the body functions properly and you can keep moving on. That's the same thing with the economy. Make sure everybody's taken care of, so that the whole thing functions properly, so we can move on as a collective. You know what I mean? Such a simple thing, man. Such a simple thing. It's a natural thing. I look at it. It's a natural thing. Like the economy seems to have been a natural development of mankind. People started trading a long time ago. Created all these organizational structures, whatever. And here we are. The Industrial Revolution just kind of boomed up a couple hundred years ago. And I'm telling you, it's like the economy, the meta-organism of mankind seems to be maturing, and I think it's gonna get to a point where we create like a homeostasis, like sustainable systems on the planet. A lot of the functions of like you have your circulatory system. It transports oxygen and nutrients to all the cells. Like I think we're gonna have systems like that in the meta-organism setup that are just like functional. Like everybody's gonna have food. All the cells are gonna get what they need. Like we're gonna set. The organism seems to be maturing. Still seems like it's in developmental stages, but like all the organs and everything are maturing. I think they get to a point where it's like sustainable. Like I said, it's gonna be a mature organism with sustainable functions, a certain level of homeostasis, you might say. And then once it's there, then we'll be able to. It'll be functional. Like a whole organism. And once every little part's taken care of, like I said, then we can worry about what the whole organism's doing. Just like your body, bro. It's just like your body. It's just a meta-organism of mankind, dude. Gosh. I love this. I just love thinking about it. I love seeing it, thinking about it. You might say I'm passionate about it. I don't know what you want to call it, but really, like I said, I'm a humanist, man. I want to make sure everybody's taken care of. But I'm also psyched about what potential we have, bro. But that's the thing. I know the whole body has to be up and running, functional, before it can really get moving. You know what I mean? Like right now, I still feel like we're in the womb, bro. We don't got like fully developed systems. There's a lot of like the circulatory system ain't even up. There's a lot of people starving in different parts of the world. You want to make sure all these people are taken care of, bro. And once they're taken care of, the whole thing works better. All them cells matter. You know, you can't just act like your hand don't matter. It's your hand, bro. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If everybody's taken care of, homeostasis, like I said, and every part is working properly, you get maximum functionality. With maximum functionality, homeostasis, whatever, you can get the show on the road. With what we're doing, it's so obvious. That's it, bro. That's it. Like that's the vision, bro. But that's a natural thing. All I'm doing is really seeing a natural process that's occurring. That's all I'm doing. I'm not like, I don't feel like I'm inventing this as much as I'm just watching it, and speaking on it. You know what I mean? I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch our species mature. It's beautiful to watch our species as part of nature mature. We're like the most intelligent aspect of life on Earth, most cooperative. On a big level, you got like little ant piles. They're pretty cooperative. They do some awesome stuff. So do a lot of species. But we're like the big show on planet Earth, you might say. We're the like the main thing going on here on Earth. You know what I mean? And honestly, we might go to other planets and stuff. And we gotta be careful too. Just like we're careful as an individual. I'm careful as an individual, not do something stupid and hurt myself. We're probably capable of doing a lot of stuff, as a species that could be dangerous. So you gotta be very, very careful. If you just like, if I did the wrong thing with my body, cut the wrong artery or something, nope, that's gone. And if mankind does something stupid and cuts the wrong artery or something, okay, might have just fucked it up. I'm telling you, it's a dangerous thing. That's the thing. Like, I see the collective organism, and I guess I want to share that perspective because I think decisions are going to have to be made, on that. I don't know. Like, we already got like democratic systems, I guess. But as long as people have this general understanding, I don't know. I know people are argumentative. They like to argue and fight and, I want it my way. I want to be the boss, like the one guy with the answers and blah, 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 blah. I think it's a collective situation. It's like if all the cells in your body were arguing, you just have dysfunction. They figure it out. I'm sure humans could figure it out. Just think about the overall progress. Like I said, you want to make sure everybody's taken care of. That's my main thing. I'm like, because I can tell we're still in developmental stages. I can tell this organism ain't ready for, to come out the womb yet. Like, we still ain't even got fully developed organs, you know what I'm saying? So main thing right now is make sure all that circulatory system, everything develops. But once it's developed, then we can think about the bigger stuff. Like, what are we gonna do? Want to go to some other planets? What else you want to do? You do a lot of stuff, just a lot of stuff. We can improve our own meta-organism in different ways. Like, it keep growing, keep evolving, maturing, whatever, developing. But you just gotta be really careful. We all gotta be really careful for the sake of mankind, bro. This has been a very long evolutionary process here on planet Earth. And here we are, a couple billion years down the line, and we're making rapid progress, as far as, development goes with this meta-organism of mankind. So yeah, it's cool, man. I like to see it. I like to see it happening. But overall, I do see it as like a natural thing, and I'm really just speaking on it, I guess. I don't know. That's what I'm doing. There's a plane flying right there. That thing, 200 years ago, people said, no, there's no way. You think you can fly? What? People figured it out. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with people, like I said, if everybody's taken care of, got the general basic necessities of life met, everybody's having a decent time, people, they're in a good zone, they're in good shape, they'll have the opportunity to be creative, to be inventive, to think, to imagine, and who knows what they'll come up with, you know what I mean? So I think the best thing to do to maximize functionality is just to make sure everybody's taken care of. That's the basic necessities of life, met, and once that's going good, all the parts will work properly and have maximum functionality, and people will naturally produce, bro. I see that, and that's cool. That's the thing. Like, who knows what people come up with? Like, I even look forward to like art that people might make and just like new stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Just like be creative and expressive and just living, man. Just living. Like, I just like seeing vibrance. I like seeing life. I'm a nature guy. I love being out in nature. I like to just see people just thriving, but in a nice, careful way. I don't like chaos. That's the thing, man. I like good homeostasis, healthy vibrance, That being said, man, hopefully that kind of outlined, like I said, it's almost just something I see. It's not really, I don't feel like I'm inventing this. I'm just like watching it. I'm just like an observer of like a big natural process that's occurring. And it's only big, when we're talking about certain scale of, things that are occurring. It's only big to us, maybe, maybe in the grand scheme of, maybe it ain't that much. Maybe other planets have already gone through this, and there's other species already like flying around the universe and stuff. Like, they're just watching us. Maybe they know what I'm already talking about. They just say, oh, they're still in their infancy. They're still developing. They'll get there eventually. They'll get up and running, and then they can come hang out with us, flying around the universe. I'm just saying. I don't know, but yeah, at this point, I can see that, general development that I'm talking about, the meta-organism of mankind, coming along pretty well. And I just want people to see that, man, because I think it's a good thing to keep your eye on. If you want to watch the development, help it along, and maybe even, understand that as a goal, maybe, like understand what's happening so you can help it along. And then, eventually be up and running good and, be able to control operations, however we might. And that being said, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Like I said, all I'm really doing is point out like in a natural function. I want to say an obvious function, but it might not be too obvious. Yep. There you go. Talk to you guys later. Keep it real, homies. I'm out. Be safe.